Most traders think the edge in trading is the strategy. It isn't. The real edge is the process. And if you don't understand that, no strategy will save you. Because the real edge in trading is not the strategy. It's not the indicator, and it's not the entry. The real edge is process. Professional traders follow a structure before they ever place a trade, and the framework that I personally use is extremely simple. 3 steps. Lock, load, fire. If you understand these 3 stages, trading becomes a lot clearer. Most traders approach the market backwards. They open the charts, look for something interesting, and then try to build a trade idea afterwards. They see a candle move, they see an indicator signal, they see something that looks good, and they jump in. The problem is that they are reacting to the market instead of preparing for it. Professional traders do the opposite. They decide what they're looking for before the market even gives it to them. That single shift changes everything. And that is where this framework begins. The first stage is lock. This is the preparation phase. Before the trading session even starts, you should already know several things. You should know what direction the market is trending, where the key levels are, where price is likely to react, where your risk will be placed, and what type of setup you're waiting for. Most of the time, I'm looking for pullbacks in an existing trend, not random trades. This removes randomness. Most traders sit down at their charts with no clear plan. Professionals sit down knowing exactly what they're waiting for. Think of it like a sniper. A sniper doesn't run around firing randomly. They pick the position, identify the target, and prepare the shot. That's what lock is. You are locking in the conditions required for a trade. For example, you might decide the market is trending up. You might identify a pullback area where buyers are likely to step back in, and then a level where the trend could continue. At that point, you're not guessing anymore. You're simply waiting for price to return to the area you already planned. This step alone eliminates a huge number of bad trading decisions. The second stage is load. This is where most traders fail. Once you've identified your plan, you now have to wait for the market to confirm it. This could be price pulling back into your level, structure forming, momentum shifting, or indicators aligning. This stage requires patience, and patience is something most traders struggle with. Retail traders often jump in too early. They see price moving towards their level and think it's close enough. But professionals wait for the conditions to actually appear. They wait for the setup to form. They wait for the confirmation that the trade idea is valid. This is what separates impulsive trading from disciplined trading. When you load the trade, you are simply preparing to execute if the market gives you signal you plan for. If it doesn't, you do nothing. And doing nothing is actually one of the most professional behaviours a trader can have. The final stage is fire. At this point, the work has already been done. You've analysed the market, identified your level, and waited for confirmation. Now execution becomes simple. You know exactly where your entry is, where your stop loss is, and where your target is. There is no emotional decision happening in that moment. You are simply executing the plan you've already built. That's what disciplined trading looks like. Not reacting, not guessing, just executing the process. Most traders become emotional when placing trades because they never prepared properly beforehand. When you follow a structured process, execution becomes calm. The biggest difference between losing traders and professional traders isn't intelligence, isn't indicators, and it isn't strategy. It's process. Professional traders follow the rules. They follow structure. They treat trading like a system rather than a guessing game. And the more structured your process becomes, the more consistent your decision making becomes. Consistency in decision making leads to consistency in results. The tools and indicators I personally use sit inside a system called the snapback method. It's a structured trend following system designed to trade pullbacks in strong market moves. But the indicators themselves are not the edge. The edge is the process that surrounds them. And that's where this framework comes in. Lock, load, fire. Preparation, confirmation, execution. If you take one thing away from this training, let it be this. Stop reacting to the market. Start preparing for it. Before every trade, you should know what you're looking for, where you're looking for it, and what conditions must appear before you enter. That's the difference between random trading and professional trading. Lock the idea, load the setup, fire the execution. Lock, load, fire.